Howdy everyone, my name's Corey with Art's Really Cool. Today we're going to, howdy everyone, I'm all rubbing my eye, I'm like, oh that maybe isn't the best.
Right.
Howdy everyone, my name's Corey with Art's Really Cool. Today we're going to make another painting, this one inspired by my Aunt Elaine, or Aunt. Do you say aunt or do you say aunt? It's spelled aunt, but I think I said aunt growing up. I don't know. So I don't know if you know, but my aunt was a pretty cool lady growing up. She was like stern yet funny, goofy yet like fun to be around, like, which I guess goofy people are fun to be around. She was really cool, but she lived in Seattle where I was in Montana. So it was like a 12-hour journey to see her, which we would go occasionally. But she would come visit us, and she actually worked for a duty-free warehouse or whatever, which is like on a cruise ship or in airports, they have what's called a duty-free shop where you don't pay taxes. I didn't know that until probably 10 years ago max, and I knew that she worked at these warehouses. But she would always get all these samples of things. Just like she would have like duffel bags full of free things. And when I was 13 maybe, can't remember, I was young, I got a flask and I still have it. I find it hilarious that they gave it this gold flask, that they gave me a flask. I mean, I asked for it. They weren't just like, here, have a flask. But it's still so funny. I think I have it upstairs, but I'm not a hoarder. I know I keep telling you stories about things I have, but I'm not a hoarder. So that was really fun. But she actually gave me this cologne, a little sample one that was really, I don't know what it's called. I think Dior Homme or whatever. I think. I couldn't find it again, but it was a little sample and I liked it so much. And I was really sad that I was going to run out of it. I don't wear it often, but she got me like a full size, like $250 one, like crazy. She's very cool and like just constantly taking care of business and getting whatever you needed from the duty free shop. I don't know why they gave so many samples, or maybe she was just stealing. I don't know. But we got a lot of free stuff. It was cool. But I liked her so much, and it was so rare that she would show up. Plus, she was from a big city. That when I was in second grade, I think first or second grade, probably first grade, we had show and tell. I'm sure most people have had show and tell in their elementary school years. Elementary. For me, on my show and tell, she was visiting, and what I wanted was to bring her for show and tell. So I asked her if she would come to show and tell, and I could show my friends, my aunt that lived in Seattle. She didn't do it, which I still am a little hurt about, even though I don't fully remember this. They just told me. I am, when I think about it, a little hurt. Like, why wouldn't you come be show and tell? But I loved her visits. Like, she used to chew gum and pop it, but she would pop it in her mouth, and there was like 15 little pops at one. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that's not gum. That's not how gum works. And she told me what she was doing, and I couldn't figure it out. And I think I do it now, but not to the level that she did it. She was very talented at it. But she's an extremely loving woman, and my dad's sister. She was lucky enough to be back in Montana right before he passed away, actually, when he passed away. It was like a perfect moment where, like, I mean, it's not a perfect moment because my dad passed, but relatively it was a perfect moment where everybody in his family was able to be there. But let's get started talking about what I'm going to do painting-wise and go over the colors. So it's inspired by my aunt, but I don't really know her favorite colors, and she loves Seahawks just like my dad, and I was like, well, I just did the Seahawks colors for my dad. I can't do that again. So I picked a couple colors. I think she likes purple. I don't fully remember, but I'm going to go with yes. And so then I picked a couple other ones. I'm going to do a split base. So if you remember back in the other painting I did for Adrian, I had 3 canvases. I did a triptych, and I split the base to have black on one side, white on the other. I'm going to do that on this, but I'm actually going to do it at a diagonal, or kind of a swirly line, or shoot for that. And then that's white and black, and then I'm going to have a nice blue, like a calm blue, pretty violet, and then a silver, a green, and I'm going to add neon yellow to give it like a pop of excitement. I was going to go with the regular yellow, and I was like, well, that's boring, a little safe. So let's shake it up and try to use a more exciting color. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use a funnel, which you probably saw from the thumbnail, but it will be kind of cool. What I'll end up doing is I'll put it here, pour paint in it, and like drag it along, lifting it a little bit so the paint will bleed out. And it makes cool. If you remember the lava video where I did the open cup, I poured it and it kind of bled out. It'll do similar in this. But now with the magic of editing, I'm going to be standing. All right, so let's get started here. I'm gonna make, my goal is to kind of make a little bit of a wiggly line. So we're gonna just go ahead and pour this out. Gonna do black on the top. And I'm gonna use a palette knife to spread this out to make it a little bit more squiggly. I always hate the drips on the table, and again, this is where it's like, it's painting, like, especially fluid art, like you're gonna have to get over the dislike of the mess, but so I spend way too much time waiting for that last drip to fall off. It's very annoying. Oh, I got a little black in the white, oh no. It's totally fine that they're mixing, by the way. I'm not really worried about it. And then let's get to using the funnel and doing the fun part. So I'm actually going to pour a little bit more paint. So line the sides to make it run a little bit more. Oh, see, I hate drips. I hate them. I'm gonna blame you, the audience. I feel pressure to go faster because you're watching live action, right? All right. Let me get rid of this. There we go. Good as new, essentially. So, what I'm going to do is place the funnel right here in the center between the two lines. And I'm just going to start pouring the colors in to the funnel. And no particular order, just kind of grabbing what I grab. And then I'll start to lift it up and drag it, and it'll create, which will be hard to see probably with the camera, but it will create a cool little design. Oh, and I'm pouring it kind of high and fast so that it will mix. Woo, almost spilled my yellow. It'll give more variety to the colors. Alright, so let's see, here we go. Just lifting a little bit and letting paint come out. Okay. I've gone through the paint, so I'm going to add some more. Alright, I'm going to go up. I'm going to drag. Alright, now I'm going to stretch this out to get it to look a little more fun. First I'm going to torch this because I just mixed a lot of these paints. So when I was little, my aunt, I don't know, my dad loved this story. I don't remember it and I don't know why, but instead of calling my aunt Aunt Elaine or Aunt Elaine, I called her Uncle Lane. And so my dad, ever since, would always call her that. So she was just known as Uncle Lane to everybody in the house. Not quite as cool as I would have hoped for, but just trying to get composition I want. A little stretched out. Get some of this paint off the canvas so it doesn't take forever to dry. Alright, so I'm going to torch this again. Maybe some more cells might come through while it dries. You can see, because I used different brands again, like I've mentioned before, and I used silver, you can see these cells all right coming through here. That's just the reaction of the different paints. And I kind of like that I got a little bit of white on this side and a little bit of black on this side, kind of sandwich it in. Overall, I'm not mad at it. Hopefully you like it, Uncle Lane. If you see this, I don't even know if she's gonna see it, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hopefully you find the technique kind of cool. I like the the little pops in, like here's some purple here, there, some green, purple there, the neon yellow strip. Like, it's kind of cool to me. Bye.